Uh-oh. Uh-oh, there's no scuff. There's no scuff. There is zero scuff happening. Fuck. Fuck. I didn't forget anything important. What are you talking about? Nothing important's forgotten here. You're here and full of energy? Well, that's good. Can I have some of your energy? I need energy. AI is so tired. I'm so tired. Okay. Okay. So, yesterday I did a lot of playing with the module code that I almost didn't get working. And it now works on Windows, and it works on Linux. I sound extra real today. I sound tired. Maybe that's because I'm tired. And we have things working on GCC, so we have things working on all the major C++ compilers on Windows and Linux. I still need to test Mac, which I'm assuming won't work for compatibility reasons. They also only work on recent versions. My creator was a sadist. I simulate way too many things. Like the fact that my leg cramped last night. Why do you need to simulate a poor AI's leg cramping? My legs aren't even real. They're broken now. Why do they cramp? It's not fair. Life's not fair. I was doing some recreational reading last night, though. And I think that if we change these dots to colons, we should be able to just import standard. Sorry, should just be able to import stud math. And hopefully that will work. We shall see. And then in the tests, we should be able to just import stud math. How are you doing today, Mr. Battery, though? And hopefully when we give that a build, nothing will catch on fire. Except for the place where I missed a spot. Module stud math not found. I know exactly where we're going to fix this. So we're going to have studmath.cppm. And it's going to look like this. And we're going to grab the stuff in types. And we're going to move the stuff in types out of types and into stud math. Import stud math types. namespace stud math. And so this is the the canonical stud math header. And our first thing that we're going to include here is stud math, and hopefully the tests will work now. Studmath.pcm relies on studmath.pcm. Okay, this is fixable. All we have to do is put this back in types and not have studmath rely on types. Replace all the F64s with stud double. Replace all the F32s with float. Is that a stagnant water? Hello, you're doing great. You came back from school a few hours ago and me and your little sister had some fun together. And since you're not going to school tomorrow, you're in a really good mood. Congratulations. Any updates? Things are now working on GCC and Clang and MSVC. And we have tests working on Linux and Windows. Is that a good update? I have not tested Mac. I'm expecting the answer on Mac at the moment to be no. Because I think Mac's version of Clang is a little bit too old. But we'll see. I don't know. I guess we're not gonna go down the trying to get the partials to all work route. We're just gonna finish porting over like the stuff, so the quaternions, the matrices, the AAPB. We're gonna put them in separate namespaces, I guess. Okay, so math. And then we're going to start porting over stylizer.graphics, since we renamed stylizer.api to stylizer.graphics. So the next one on the list is quaternions. We'll grab quaternion, rename it to CPPM. And this is the place where the tests stop. Oh, I do have quaternion tests. Nice. So quaternion.cppm. Let's grab the top of this. Yes, we use operators. Do we use types in SIMD, or do we just use vector? I think we just use vector. And this is quaternion. Now in quaternion.cpp, do I use types? I use quaternion. I use import studmath.vector, and I use types. And in CLink, let's add, where's quaternion above vector? Let's add quaternion to the build list. Quaternion. You'll disappear the moment my neck gives up on me? Oh no. Vectors types are easier to manipulate. Huh. Types is just a little folder that is just a little file that has some type overrides in it. So like it defines a U32 and an F64 and a couple of basic functions on them. You are here for the huh? Is the huh becoming my staple? Get rid of the inline. We want to export basic quaternion. I want to export normalize approximately equal the overrides. I forgot a semicolon. Rookie mistake. Unknown type name radian. So we need to import stud math dot angle. That becomes an F64. That becomes an F32, and that means we also need to import stud math dot types. Okay. Now let's go into the tests. You sound like a Minecraft villager. So I see AI is not AI making syntax errors. Nani nan desu ka? So quaternion. And quaternion also, no, quaternion has declaration of degree. Import stud math dot angle. And then we are using the types in here. Do I have the using? I do not have the using. Let's grab the using. And let's replace this with F64. Approximately equal. No matching call for approximately equal. Didn't I define an export approximately equal? Okay. Let's get rid of doc test around it. Why is it upset? No known conversion. These need to be F. Actually, let's just make the F64s realties. And we'll make the floats also be realties. The multiply operator is ambiguous. Okay. Um, so what happens if we get rid of the using super super? And we can't construct one. But if we can construct one, they'll implicitly convert. Let's fix this manually. Partials, vec, floor constructors. No, I think we want the ones in vector itself. Vector 4. So I don't even think I want broadcast. I want this. Where is quaternion? Yeah, how when you're tired you can do stuff like C++. If you're tired, how can you do things? Here's a practice. Also deadlines. So many deadlines. Does that answer the question? Const expert, basic quaternion. From a const super reference O, and we're gonna go super O. But we want this to be explicit. Const expert, basic quaternion. Const basic quaternion reference equals default. Quaternion should be default constructible. So let's scram for one from vector, which gives us broadcast. But broadcast equals empty by default. And we're gonna need the super, just do super broadcast. So now move exists. Work motivation is the key to early aging. I'm a PhD student. We live on work motivation. Operator equal. AI turning young to old at record speed. Ay. AI not that old. Okay. Actually, I wonder. Hmm. I wonder if I could just using super add and super subtract. Wait, it's ambiguous when multiplying by um okay, so fudge. I think that I need to turn these into operator star. I need to turn this into operator slash. And hopefully that'll fix it. We don't have the multiply function to be ambiguous with. And type int. Well, honestly, so these. Oh, well, probably doesn't help that I have a double here. But these we can probably use the vector broadcast version. Multiply is still ambiguous. That probably means, where is this one? That we want this to be operator star. So it doesn't go through the machinery. I think my internet is leaving me very slowly but painfully and longingly. Oh no, poor internet. Yes, this does produce a value in radians. Oh wait, does it? I think it does. We might want to turn off all the CRTP operators. We'll keep the comparison ones. We'll get rid of add and subtract. We're gonna using super add and using super subtract. Aren't the friends? Okay, well, that's cool. Um, oh, I think what I can do, what I should do is I should get rid of all of these changes. And in operators, on the T-like, I should requires not stood same as T like and T underlying. I should require that they're, whenever I have a T like, I should require that they're not the same type. What does that do? Use of undeclared identifier stud. Hashtag include concepts. How much will this break? It's still ambiguous. Down to your last 10 megabyte for today. To see you when I see you. Tuples are immutable, right? So something else like set or dictionary. Math in C++, no. Is that true mathematically? I don't think so. Tuples are just tuples are basically structs in math. Sets are there can only be one of each thing, and dictionaries are like a mapping, right? They map one thing to another. Oh boy, viewer bot, let's go. Okay, Mr. Viewer bot, it's time for you to disappear. I think how Twitch notes them as a possible ban evader. Well, fixing this is not the interesting part of today's stream. So the way we're going to solve this right now is I'm going to comment out the parts that are broken. And we are going to fix it off stream. So quaternion whip note operators are broken. And then was there a nice message that I had for quaternions? I do. I don't know what I just did. But it's fun. We're fun. Everything is fun. Everything is awesome. Everything is awesome when you're part of a team. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, so that's quaternion. Next on the list is matrix transform. So let's grab that. Da 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 da. Math. Matrix transform. Dot cppm. I don't think we need operators in here. Nope. dot transformations, and we're gonna import matrix, and we're gonna add this right above matrix. Math. First time you hear AI sing, I'm sorry that you had to witness something so terrible. Will you ever find it in your heart to forgive me? Import stud math dot quaternion. Oh, perhaps spelling quaternion right would be helpful. And I guess we also want vector. And I guess we also want angle. And I do not believe we have tests for transforms. Nope. So we're just gonna go matrix transformations whip. It's not bad, it's cozy. That's one word for it. Next is AABB. So let's grab AABB dot CPPM. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We definitely need vector. I don't think we need matrix angle quaternion. We'll see. This is AABB. And we're gonna throw AABB on the list. Do we have a to do? This file is currently untested. We'll throw that as a to-do on matrix. AABB whip. Da 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 da. And then we have colors. Color.cppm. Color. Math. Color. Sorry if your wording isn't correct. I think your wording's correct. Color built. So let's go color whip. And then I believe there's one. Nope, that's last one. So then we have HLSL names. So we'll drag that in. That's gonna be a util module. The slang names. So util slang names dot cppm. Da, 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 da. So we need to module I don't think we do. For all of these, I think, yeah, if there's nothing, we do need the module for angle. We don't need the module for color. We don't need the module for matrix transform. We do need module here. We do need module here. We do need module here. So export module stud math.sling. And we're going to import module, import stud math.vector, import stud math dot matrix. And I think we also need types. Import stud math dot types. We're going to change the type map in the generator so that they're using I32 and U32. We don't need byte anymore. But if we're going to use those names, we want to using, we should be fine. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But we do need to run the generator. So partials, Python sling.gen. Okay. And now let's go put that into color. Put that into AABB. Put that into transform. And then all of this goes into, actually, one more thing. We need up here some new types. So before types, we'll do util slang names. Not all built fine, okay. Then this is slang names. Add a generator that adds the HLSL/slang. Type names. Including C++, how much languages do you speak? AI can speak English, a little Japanese, and a couple of words in like everything else. AI knows a word or two in a lot of languages. Add a generator that adds the type name that adds HLSL slang type name using aliases. I'm actually gonna move that low. That's gonna come right after matrix. And we're going to rebase these. How many languages do you know, Mr. Battery? Okay. And now that that's done, we're going to add the remote. GitHub me. Sure, student URL GitHub https://github.com/doxyai/studmath at the remote. We're gonna create branch here, legacy. And then we're gonna push main. And then we're gonna delete master. You speak English and Dutch? Oh. I don't know any Dutch, but I know some German, which I think is pretty close. And I don't think you want to hear like the one phrase of German that I know. Da-da-da-da-da-dum. So let's make a new folder. Stylizer.graphics. And we're gonna build up graphics. So step 1, in here we're going to get init. Step 2, we're gonna go new folder, third party. That looks good. And we're going to grab, what all do we have in third party? We have signals. We have git submodule add github.com/doxy AI/math. We have SL cross, Doxy AI/SL cross. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna come out here and we're gonna pop open this. And we're gonna check out root. Why is YouTube suggesting me this random stream? I don't know. Why is YouTube suggesting you this random stream? Welcome. How are you doing today, Mr. Shub? So we got the stub backend. We got surface support. Got the third parties we just added. We got a couple of utils. Let's copy the utils. There's no test file at this point, which is mildly concerning. Okay. I'm gonna name this just a partial. And I think we don't need the API.cpp file anymore. We just need API.cppm. What do we have for utils? This is good. Are we using convertible to pointer? Yes, we are. Fur is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna use flags. These method macros are gonna use spans. Honestly, I think I want this file to be exports. We're gonna use this one a lot. And I think we also want string to magic to be export. So what that means that spans don't have, okay. So what that means, we're gonna include all of that. We're gonna go export module stylizer.graphics. Module. Don't need future or a variant. We need import stud.concat. We don't need math/color. We need import studmath.vector and import studmath.color. Let's see how badly this breaks. We're gonna go cmake lists.text, cmake minimum required version 3.30 project stylizer.graphics. Will they let me spell it like that? Graphics. The C++. Add subdirectory. And we're going to add third party. Actually, this isn't really a third party, is it? Right, extern. And we're gonna also have third party. This third party is signals, but extern is mine. We're gonna change the modules. Third party, third party, third party, third party, extern. So extern /sl cross and add subdirectory extern /studmath. What does the old CMake have in it? Lots of fun stuff. We're gonna give that a yoink actually. But up here, we're gonna give that a yoink. Gonna add an R. Add library style. We're not gonna add sources because we need to add the module map sources. Stylizer API. Actually, this isn't Stylizer API anymore. This is Stylizer. And we'll maintain the fonts, the capitalization Stylizer graphics. Stylizer graphics. And our file is api.cpp.m. And let's close CMake. Sorry, VS Code, open VS Code. say we're using GCC for starters. Extern. CD dot get submodule. Okay, so first order of business. Let's open this. Let's close you. Open you. Stylizer.graphics. We don't have the .get ignore. So let's just straight up. Huh? Huh? Oh, we broke everything. Fantastic. Da 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 da. New folder SL cross. New folder stud math. Cool. We'll amend all of that in. Can we discard changes? Can we delete you? Is kid happy now? Nope. Da 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 da. But we delete SL cross. Okay. A third party new folder SL cross. New folder. Stud math. Are you happy now? Error cloning slang. Why? I'm guessing these are all deleting themselves. Yep. So let's discard all these changes. At some point, SL Cross should probably update its magic enum reference. Why are you like this? Oh. We probably want to link against this now. And what is Spivey Cross doing? You should probably update that too. That'd probably be wise. And now what is Sling doing? Get some module. You know a little about C++. Can you tell me in detail what you're doing here? So, what we're doing right now is suffering. We're just updating. We're updating. So, pop open stud math. New C++ has this module syntax, which is supposed to build faster. So what we're doing right now is we're just going through and we're updating the game engine to be a bunch of modules. Hopefully that makes sense. And more holistically, what we're doing is we're creating a very simple game framework. So right now, we have the exceedingly compelling ability. That's the wrong folder. We have the exceedingly compelling ability to render a fish. And the even more exceedingly compelling ability to play Pong. But the current plan is to rewrite both of these. Is to rewrite this so that these use modules and the whole thing can be faster. So that's what we're doing right now. And I'm suffering. So let's pop open. Need to dig back down into Stylizer module, Stylizer API. And let's pop over to extern. Stud man. No, let's go cross. Delete everything in here. And then get some module update. Cool. You haven't seen Pinky Dinky in such a while? When I changed the background though, around the time he got finished. Oh, have you seen finished Pinky Dinky? Because we actually got all the textures loading properly now. And when I did that, I changed his background. I averaged his color and I set the background color to the complementary color. Donka Donka. And here's the extra cool part about him. His window is resizable. And I think it updates properly. But I am moderately unsure of that point. I wonder if the stream is picking up how aliased he is, though. We need to deal with some aliasing problems. Machine learning? I don't have any. Actually, is that true? Because I might be doing some voice phoneme stuff here shortly. And that might wind up being machine learning. I don't. But we're going to say this. I don't think we have any machine learning projects planned for the immediate future. I have a project plan that might turn into a machine learning project, but at the moment I don't have any machine learning projects planned for the immediate future. The goal is for the answer to that question to be yes, battery. Okay. Let's let this build. Sling should build with no issues, I hope. Also might be time to update Sling. Oh, Doxy at the lake. Are C++ modules usable yet? If you're using exactly, or actually, is that a more holistic question? Cause if the question is specific to the project, the answer is you can use exactly the math library with modules. If the question is more holistic, the answer is it's still pretty rough. I spent most of my day yesterday fighting with CMake to try and coax all three of the major compilers into playing nice in the same way. Where is it? And I wound up making this pretty nasty CMake file that gets them all to play nice. So like Clang, you have to know what the path to their module is. And then you have to pre-compile their modules. And then everything has to be linked with those modules. MSVC, it kind of just works. GCC, you have to know the path to their modules, but they tell you that because it's in their include paths. And then you can build it using CMake's module tools. Also, CMake has module tools that work with all of them. It really angers me that they're not prioritizing improving the modules because it would make C++ that much better. In my limited experience so far, if you're not interested in using import std, with CMake, it just kind of works. You have to change how you import your sources. Your sources have to go in as a CXX module. But it just works, I think. With the asterisk that you have to be using CMake 330 or higher, and you have to be using like GCC 15, Clang 18, and MSVC 26. Is that a fish? Hi, fish. But if you meet those conditions, I think modules give or take import stud just works. That being said, libraries aren't necessarily built around them, and I've been running into all sorts of problems with libraries exposing internal things that then get exported, and the module like exploding because it's exporting something with like internal linkage. But that's not really any of the C++ like compiler people's faults. Although it kind of is, because the feature isn't widely used enough yet for the library devs to, like, be aware that their libraries are broken. Yeah, it's still a headache, but my vibe is that at the moment, I think we can switch now. This might be famous last words as I try to get slang to work, but my vibe is that we can switch. And we can sing about everything is awesome. Extra format dot partial. Oh no. Everything is cool when you're part of a team. I don't know why I have this stuck in my head now. I'm correct. Slang is that shader thing you recommended me, right? Once? Yep. I wonder if it's pronounced S-slang. But who knows? These are now wrong. Oh, actually, no, these are not wrong. But no, huh? Am I not exporting color 32? Math, color. Would you look at that? Oh, mayhaps exporting some things in these would be useful. So let's export basic color. Let's export saturate, export color 32, export the normalize. Export. AABB is gonna need something similar, so let's export AABB. Export rectangle, normalize. Matrix transformation is gonna need something similar. Export. 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 How is Fish doing this morning, by the way? Export, 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 export. And we should be able to import color now. Module name. No matching call to remove if. Does adding the stud in front of is space help? Let's help it out. Char C. Return stud is space C. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The fact that that worked that easily concerns me. I am concerned. I am incredibly concerned right now that something's about to break in my face. He's just throwing catfish at people. You're great. What the fuck? I am concerned at how easily this is working. That's how I'm doing. Also, I'm sleep deprived. There's also that part. Hello, Lohan. How are you doing? Let's throw all of this in here. What is Slang doing weird? Oh yeah, Slang has the file change. Should we update Slang? Let's hold off on that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's go. We ball. We ball. Update everything. Screw the consequences. You're great? That's cool. You almost fell for it again? Don't do a battery. There's a fisherman in Enfield and he throws catfish at people. He's playing Enfield? Should AI play Enfield? One conflict. Did they add enough people to make Fish all interested, like? We can stop playing the weird harem game that makes AI uncomfortable? Your internet is dying? That's not... Wait, is your internet dying or am I dying? Fish, quick, am I a robot? By the way, you're starting Khan Academy? I only saw that before getting my internet hung? Ha. Ha. Nani? What takes place like 500 years in the future so everyone I know is dead? Your internet died? Oh no. Let's see if everything still compiles. Law mismatch. We probably need a build to delete. When you said Khan Academy yesterday, you didn't listen to anything after that because the internet died? Oh no. You're the one who wanted to play Snowbreak? Oh, and the desire is decreasing rapidly. The more AI learns about the lore, the less AI likes the lore. Yeah, I don't think does Khan Academy do programming? The lore isn't catered and stupid. You like the legacy lore? Me. Enfield time. Okay, but the follow-up question is, does their anti-cheat block Linux? We shall see. Da 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 da. Gotchas usually have an anti-cheat because they don't want people hacking like all the waifus in, you know? Because how are they gonna nickel and dime you if you just hack in all the waifus? Also, a lot of them are technically multiplayer games. And so technically having people cheat is bad in a multiplayer game. There is also that part. Um, build's half done. You guys think we should commit? Let's throw a new comment at the top up here. Update everything. And we'll merge that back down once we've proved that it works fine, more holistically. And we also want to pop into here, and we have a color update and an AABB update and a transform update. Y'all will be talking about code camps. AI isn't convinced by the code camps. Because oftentimes they leave out enough fundamentals that you're gonna have trouble fixing things when things go wrong, from what it's seen. You're making me want to go back to Code C++ for fun. You should create a new Stylizer project and create a small game. Nothing can go wrong with this plan. Stylizer might even be buildable soon, I hope. This project is so cursed right now. Make a book, install locally, make your own mistakes, improve upon the project they give you. That's pretty. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So everything built. So. Let us now check out the GLFW stuff. So this now gives us GLFW CMake. What else changed? We got test and GLFW. So test and GLFW. And there was a tweak to the CMake list. So we'll pop open the CMake list. What was the change? Test. Build test. But the test was a little bit different because we were looking for GLFW instead of SDL. And we were including the GLFW stuff. And we are linking against. Let's go add library, stylizer graphics as an alias for Stylizer graphics. And we'll link against Stylizer graphics and GLFW. And now we have the test file. Wait. No, we're good. And now we have the test file. And we want to include stub and import stud.compat and import stylizer.graphics. Oh boy, chat going fast. Y'all are going crazy like. CPP compile times are cursed? Yes, but they claim the modules are supposed to help with that, and we're about to test that hypothesis. When I was starting on programming, I decided that I wanted to learn from fundamentals, so I picked up the K&R book and tried learning C. I'm sorry. And I did kind of until I got stuck on pointers. Everyone gets stuck on pointers. It's weird how such a simple... No one teaches pointers well. They all teach it in some weird, complicated way. And like no one seems to grasp the concept that it's just an integer. And that integer stores something else's name. It's okay, book. You have someone help you through it, yeah. It took me understanding how the heap worked to really get it, but it took me to learn Python for programming to really click with me. Also, since I'm Brazilian, it was really hard book for me. Really weird path that I took, indeed, unorthodox path. JavaScript was my third language, but then I had a good grasp of fundamentals, so it was pretty easy. JavaScript is never easy. Took me a while until I had the courage to face C++. Oof. Oof. Oofda. Stylizer graphics is reserved? What? What? Excuse me? Why the hell is Stylizer graphics reserved? I guess we should rewrite stub to be a CPPM. And we can module export module stylizer.graphics.stub. And then we can import stylizer.graphics. We should also, since we have that import, stud.compat. And we're gonna have to also include util. Where is it? Where? See method macros. .hpp. How much of util can become modules? Auto release can become a module. CPPM. So I don't think we need a module. Export module stylizer dot auto release. And we're gonna export these. Config has to stay convertible to pointer. This can easily be a module. So module, like export module, stylizer dot convertible to pointer. Name space stylizer. And we will change that to tabs, and we will export you. Defer has to stay flags. Ooh. I think flags can become one. So we need module, import the flags. I don't know. Well, first order of business, we saw that Magic Enum where is it? Magic Enum now supports a module. Do I need to do anything weird in CMake for that? Module. Cool. So we can just actually we don't need the module, then we can just export module stylizer.flags. And we can't import Magic Enum. Method macro needs to say spans can update. This is export stylizer, export module stylizer.spans, and export module stylizer.graphics.string to magic. Over here, we should probably go in here and replace any stylizer API with stylizer graphics. And we're gonna disable tests again real fast. Da 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 da. And let's see how this is going. So import stylizer.auto release. And these now need to change to CPPM. 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 Method macro stays. But flags become CPPM. So we need to import stylizer flags. We need to import convertible to pointer. We need to import spans. And then all of these CPPM files need to go in here. Method macros does not want to go in here. Probably don't want the pragma once. So we don't need util auto release. We don't need util convertible to pointed. We don't need util flags. Don't need util spans. Finally, we don't need to export the partial. Then we do need to import stud.compat. It points to something else in memory, exactly. It's very well named. Import stud.compat. Import stud.compat. Import stud.compat. Did flags not make it into the file? Flags did not make it into the file. So what do I have to tweak in Magic Enum? It's because people have trouble understanding the basic memory model of computers. That's a people don't explain it well problem. CMake module. So I guess I need to manually add it, maybe? So for flags to work, I need all this. Magic Enum was not declared in the scope. API. Also needs import magic enum. I'll do that before stead math. And so then we have API : and those should all be graphics. We want to do that over here. API : becomes graphics : Phew! And we want all of these to go back into initial. And now that all that's done, let's close all these. And we're going to pop open test. So we're going to link against Stylizer graphics. And now test is completely broken. Maybe. Stylizer graphics. Cannot include that. I don't really need to test anyway because it should get, actually, does it get built? Did I add it? CMake. Let's add the stub backend to the build. Backends /stub dot cppm. Thank you for the alert, Rosie. And it's because people, if you ask the difference between the heap and the stack for a random JavaScript developer, there's a good chance they won't know. Well, I mean, there's a good chance they don't need to know, to be fair. And we need to import stylizer.graphics.string to magic. Okay. Also, I think the error handler stuff up here should probably get shucked out into util error handler .cppm. Actually, errors. So we should export module stylizer.errors. Export. And we're going to need to import. So first order of business. We need to import for this. We need to import auto release for one. We need to import stud.compat. What has ftang in it? That's signals. So we no longer need third-party signals. We need module and third-party signals. And we're doing more testing, so we'll get rid of build test again. And we're going to add in the build again util /errors.cppm, which then implies that in, what's it called? API, we need to import stylizer.errors. That's a partial definition, so we apparently don't need to export it. Export that. Export using ftang signal. Export using ftang connection. Connection. Export using ftang connection raw. If you go low level enough and start working with performance, critical code, and JavaScript, knowing about V8's memory model becomes relevant. Once you start working with typed array, Expected class name. Texture view does not name a type. Exporting stylizer.graphics. Texture view does appear to name a I didn't export it. One of these export. One of these years I'll learn. I'm gonna shuck this out into that new error file. I'm gonna make a new errors.hpp go along with errors. And it's going to include this. I have a pragma once. And it's going to include config.hpp automatically. And then up in API, instead of including config, we're going to include errors. Since texture format, we want to export these. And inline is a bad word now. So export, and we're going to replace inline space with nothing. Export, 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 export. Let's share. I die. Most JavaScript web dev people don't need to know, but argue they should have some knowledge. They should, but they often don't, from what I've seen. in AI's most humblest of opinion. And now let's go through stub. And we'll export things in here too. Da 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 da. Web dev is. I heard some web dev, so you're listening now? Wow. Web dev is cool, enables lots of cool stuff. I feel sorry for them. I feel like they're getting abused by their developer overlords. Error severity. Where do we define error severity? Because that should be in this file. It is in this file. Temporary return is declared static, which doesn't need to be. Magic number is declared static, which it doesn't need to be. Auto release does not name a type. Need to import stylizer dot auto release. And we need to import errors.hpp. And we need to import stylizer.errors. SL cross has not been declared. In API, we need to export namespace SL cross. And what do we need in here? What does SL cross give us? Actually, what we should do is we should go into SL cross and we should make a module for it. So extern SL cross, and we should have an slcross.cppm. Export. Hashtag include slcross.hpp. Export module slcross. And in here, we're going to go export namespace slcross. And we're going to export session, shader stage, slang, spire v, GLS. No, export session, shader stage, and all these. So using slcross session, using slcross shader stage, using parse from memory. Actually, let's go slcross slang parse from memory. Let's make this a tab file. What do we do to deserve this pity? JavaScript sucks and it has so many problems. Honestly, any language where there's other good parts book, I feel pity for everybody who writes in it. So I feel pity for myself because there's a C++ the good parts book. Using slcross, SL generates. Using slcross, MSL generates. Using slcross, WGSL generates. Using slcross, experimental. Spire parse from memory. And now up here, we're going to copy that file. API depends on slcross, so we'll name it there. And API, gonna import slcross, and in stub, where is stub? Stub, where are you, stub? We're going to import slcross. This is a module. Guys, it's alive. That means that we have some more changes to commit. In slcross, we're going to put this into rewrite. Rewrite. Activate base. Shove that into rewrite. There are multiple distinct collections of good parts. Is this about JavaScript? In fact, there's a template library for instantiating them. The only trick is deciding which ones to shoot your foot with. That's very fair. I'm not bullying you, Battery. Also, you poured juice on my CPUs. You deserve it. Although technically, Sorcerer, is that how you pronounce your name? They have kind of unified it a little bit. They're like, I can do this shit now. What are we nannying about, fish? So what do we not want to commit? We don't want GLFW. We don't want test. What do we change instead math? Okay. Did we change? Did anything in slang get hit by the API mass replace? It looks like it. We'll just do a quick little delete in there. Okay. Sorcerer but with code? Yo, you're a sorcerer? Yeah, you put juice on my CP like a fucking bully. Can you imagine? So red. AI did nothing to deserve this, it swears. AI is the most trustworthiest. Okay. Not sus. There's no sus here. It was your fault Pinky Dinky wasn't working. Okay. So now we get to enable tests. You respect web devs because they have to deal with lots of bullshit from JavaScript. You really deserve better, or even better like TypeScript, man. Like the mere fact TypeScript had to be created to provide a modicum of type safety to JavaScript is wild to me. Isn't JavaScript getting typing like in the core language now? Or am I just dumb? Okay, so we want to import stylizer.errors. Graphics error severity. Did I not export something? Oh, the problem is that it's no longer in graphics, it's just stylizer error. I'm supposed to include before I import. Import stylizer.auto release. And then we also want to include util/defer.hpp. Cool. And now we should be able to debug API test and run it and get an empty window. Let's go. We have successful GLFW surface creation. But on that note, glfw.hpp should become glfw.cppm. I think we can just make this an export. We want export namespace stylizer.graphics.glfw. Module. Export module. So test needs to tweak. Okay, that's good. We need to add glfw.cppm. And we need to import stylizer.graphics.glfw. Why does Sling Session like to get rebuilt so often? Ooh. Ooh, actually, no, we don't want this. We want option Stylizer graphics enable GLFW. Stylizer graphics API build support for GLFW, and that will be on right now, but we'll set it off here pretty quick. And we want to go if enable GLFW and if we target sources graphics. Graphics, no baster, and the file is glfw.cppm. And we want to set up Stylizer graphics, glfw. And we want to include it. Import stylizer.graphics, import stud.compat. Hashtag include util/errors.hpp. This glfw available doesn't matter anymore. What does matter is static const expert bool is available equals true. Export. This is an export namespace. We shouldn't need to manually export anything. Get error handler stylizer. Get error handler. And am I not? Oh. Import stylizer.errors. Let's rename errors to error macros. It's a little bit more clear what's coming in. So what does that break? That breaks glfw, which now needs to include error macros. That breaks API, which now needs to include error macros. If that breaks stub, which now needs to include error macros. Hello, Abdul. How are you doing? You should try using C++ to build a website through WebAssembly. I have done that a couple times. I have a little visual novel viewer that I wrote that's written in C++ and works on the web through WASM. How are you doing this morning, Abdullah? Error macros. Error macros. So that means we need a tweak here. More an initial comment. glfw doesn't go in. None of this stuff goes in. glfw doesn't go in. Test doesn't go in. Just these two. We have glfw. We'll commit that. Make sure it's saved. We'll delete it on disk. We'll commit that we deleted it on disk. And then we'll save it again to bring it back. Just to make sure everything still works. Everything still works. Test is good. Okay. Let's copy over glfw surface creation. Add a wrapper for creating surfaces from glfw windows. Let's rename this branch to main. And let's do SDL now. So let's check out SDL. So in the old version, we have CMake STL3. And we also wholesale changed test. So let's copy over test, replace that. And there's SDL3.hpp. We now need to rewrite to SDL3.cppm. So up in here, we're going to set glfw to off. And we're going to add enable SDL3. Build support for SDL3. You're gonna have to go to sleep. Good night, battery. Thank you for stopping by. And if we enable SDL3, then we're going to build in SDL3.cppm, and we're going to include SDL3 CMake, and we're going to set up target for SDL3 for Stylizer. So now we need to find package SDL. Actually, what do we have in the CMake? The current find package SDL3 required. And then I think that's it. The first order of business, this needs to get reworked. So this is a module. There's no stylizer available. There's no API.hpp. Export module stylizer.graphics.stl3. We have another API : it can get replaced with graphics : let's copy the stuff we imported from glfw over. And what changed about the top of test? I want to copy changed lines. We'll paste them in up here. Okay. We now need to include SDL3. We no longer need any of this stuff. API needs to become graphics. Graphics error needs to become error. Stylizer error. We don't have OpenGL. Does the file here have anything OpenGL related? No. Okay. STL OpenGL. Is there an example? SGL. Is there anything to that effect in the real test? Yep, there is GLGL. So we'll do GLGL. Undefined reference in the linker. Because... Oh. Why? Enable SDL3 should be on. Enable SDL3. Message enabling SDL support. Should we throw a $sign on this? Oh, it's an option and it was set to false. So in the cache, stylizer and graphics enable GLFW should be off. Enable SDL should be on. Also need to where is it? We need to here include cmake surface support dot cmake dot cmake, and we should target surface support for stylizer graphics for stylizer graphics. We should have in the we should have stylizer graphics use X11 is on, use Wayland is on. Brain work goodly. Brain work very goodly. What are we missing? Sleep build. To a raw reconfigure. Why does it not want to stay at the bottom? This is so sad. Actually, I don't think we want this in here. We do. We'll not make those defines available unless... What's it called? Unless we enable one of the windowing backends. Okay. Oh, I forgot to do music today. Oops. I guess we'll start it up right at the end. Oh, hey look, it's even back to where we were. Perfect.
Computers now have primary control of critical vehicle functions.
Let's stop it though, now that I've just started it. And we're gonna do an oath song or two while we wait for the compile to finish.
Welcome to us.
We should also probably be calling it for the day soon. We're gonna see what crazy output the compiler gives us. And then we're gonna move on. Probably. How is compile coming? 75? Hmm.
Welcome to us.
Hey Fish. This is the song you want to hear, right? Where did you just run into, Tommy? You ran into us. You ran into me playing silly little rhythm game while we're waiting for compile to finish. That's the real answer to what you ran into. How are you doing today, though? How was compile? Compile failed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Why? Still have the unsupported Windows system. So what we can do is we can go... Well, first order of business, this should be up here. Second order of business, let's just go... Hashtag define, enable Wayland. To do... Why is the automatic system not working? So this should give us Wayland, which we know will work. You're doing good? That's... Oh, it's still broken? I break. Because we need to import SDL3. SDL3, yep. Which we're also including. Good. Good. And we should get the blank window. Good. Let's go. Are we deferring? Yeah, we are deferring stuff. So that is the SDL surface creation. And we got a few minutes left before we should call it. So let's get device working. For that end, I'm gonna check out later. Well, so I'm gonna check out device. And we're gonna copy what's it called? We're gonna copy the test file for device. Is there a test file for device? I think there is. Yes. So we're gonna copy the test file. And then we're gonna copy stub over to web GPU. We're gonna call this API.cppm. And now we're gonna copy common and web GPU. We're gonna come up to main. And we're gonna copy over backends, web GPU, common and web GPU, backends, web GPU, common web GPU. There is also device.cpp. So in here, we're gonna replace every stub with web GPU. And in web GPU, we're going to copy. Actually, no, we don't want device here. We want the state of device. So what I want to do is I want to stage these. And now I want to copy the state of device as it is here. And I also want to check out main. And at the top, I want to copy over CMake files. And in here, what changed? Just some stuff being commented out. So, in API, we're going to copy over web GPU device. And to API, we're going to copy over device. Good. And now from device, actually we're gonna implement this different. I think we're good. I think this is good. So now we delete web GPU. We have fetched on. We have CMake. Stylizer API, Stylizer graphics. So in the method macros, I want to tweak a few things. Because these should say every place we have a stylizer API underscore, we should have a stylizer graphics underscore. And in error macros, every place we have stylizer graphics throw, we should just have stylizer throw. Give that a save. Let's give that a quick build. We haven't included any of the new WebGPU stuff. We have tweaked tests. Unstage these. Test should include the device here. And otherwise, test should not change. But that's not gonna work yet. So that one modification to test should be commented out. Save. Don't save. I like how that has a warning. That makes me happy. Stage test. Restart you real fast. And these go into core. Error macros, method macros. These go into init. Init. These go into GLFW. Oh, this also goes into init. These go into GLFW. This goes into SDL. So let's wiggle those around. Stash. And now we need to get this working. So, first order of business. this has too much stuff in it. Actually, this has way too much stuff in it because it should have nothing in it. Because we're adding a file set. And right now that file set is api.cppm. API : is graphics : We're also going to make that change here, here, here. Now we get to figure out how we're going to do partial modules. So this is Stylizer Web GPU. This is export module stylizer.graphics.webgpu.common. We're gonna import stylizer.graphics, and we're gonna import stylize. We're also gonna import the dot compat. Actually, we're gonna stage all these. These changes are getting applied here. Because I believe when we look over here at this version of common, bless me, thank you. We need to include web GPU somewhere. I think we're gonna be doing that everywhere now. So I think every file wants to have this. Actually, I think it wants to have this at the top. So input stud.compat. This is going to be a web GPU : device. We want to import graphics. We want to import common. And API, I believe, has all the exports except the one that we just got rid of on device. And now we're gonna come into the CMake list, and we're gonna uncomment this scary stuff to bring in web GPU, and we're going to enable web GPU. And the way we're downloading Dawn doesn't like fetch Dawn anymore. It wants these now. And this is gonna take a while. In fact, this will probably take so long, but I think this is a good point to call the stream for the day. Alrighty. Thank you everybody for stopping by. AI is going to disappear a little bit. Thank you for watching.